Swifters, I hope you're ready to become Magellans of the map view. We're going to take the coordinate that we got from Google Play Autocomplete and use that to plot a location on a map. We'll learn about the iOS MapKit framework. We'll learn to take an existing class and conform to MKAnnotations so that it can be shown on a map. We'll create a region, set up a map's viewing area, and plot a location with annotations. Let's code. So let's head over to the main storyboard. We'll click on the table view, and then in the attributes inspector, we'll change the sections from 4 to 5. Now what that does is it duplicates the very last section. So I'm going to double click on the last table view header. I'm going to change it from saying descriptions to location. Then I'll click on the text view inside of this cell. I don't want that, so I'll press delete to get rid of it. Then I'm going to click on the table view cell, head up to the size inspector, and I'm going to change the row height to 200. Then I'll head to the library, search for a map, drag the map view over onto the new section cell. I'm going to head over to the attributes inspector, and with map view still selected, I'll set constraints to 0, 0, 0, and 0, adding 4 constraints. Then while the map view is selected in the attributes inspector, I'll click on user location down here to make sure that the little blue pulsing dot shows up if the user's location is visible in the map view. Then let's get into assistant editor mode in the team detail table view controller. Click that, then option click on main storyboard. We need to import MapKit up top. Then we'll control drag from the map view to create an IB outlet for the map view, and we'll call that map view lower camel case. Just make sure that the type is MKMapView before you click connect. We want to display team name and university on a pin that points to the university's location on a map. And these map markers are known as map annotation views, and the data behind them are known as map annotations. Now there are a lot of options for customizing annotation views and giving them additional behaviors and callout capabilities. For now, we'll just use this default that shows a pin, and the pin head gets bigger when you click on it, displaying a subtitle when clicked. Now it's pretty easy to modify an existing class so that it can act as a map annotation. First, we need to import MapKit and then conform to 2 protocols, NSObject and MKAnnotation. That means listing these after a colon following the class name on the class definition line. Now also we need to make sure that our class has a property named coordinate that's of type CL coordinate 2D, and our team class already has a coordinate property, so we're set on this one. And if you need to display the title and subtitle on your map annotation marker, you'll need string optional title and subtitle properties. Now, one other thing, Xcode will complain that we also need to put override on any no parameter convenience initializers, and that's because NSObject already has one of these. It's really easy to overlook this step if you have a no parameter initializer in the class, but if your code ever refuses to compile by highlighting this initializer, just accept the code fix to override the method. So let's head over to our team class, and when we define the class team up top, I'm going to say colon and NSObject, comma, and then MKAnnotation. Oh, that doesn't show up because I haven't first imported MapKit, so I'll import that. Then we see MKAnnotation shows up. Step 1 done. Now we already have a variable named coordinate. It needs to be named coordinate, just like this, that's of type CL location coordinate 2D. Step 2 done. Then, since we want to display a title and subtitle in our annotation view, we need to add 2 variables named title and subtitle. So we'll do these as computed properties. We'll say var title colon string question mark. It's an optional string. Open and close curlies, and we'll return team name, so that will show up as the title of any annotation view. And then below that we say var subtitle colon string question mark, and in between the curlies we're going to return university. That will show up when we click on the pin and it expands and shows a second line. Now if we build and run right now, we'll fail, and the reason for that is the special case of the no parameter convenience initializer we have. So if we scroll down here, we can see that the fix is to insert override. We'll accept the fix. We're good, and now our teams are ready to be displayed on a map. Now let's display these annotations on our map view, and that's on team detail table view controller. So that's where we'll code this. And we're just doing the bare minimum here, but what we'll do is we'll import the MapKit library, then we'll create a distant constant that we'll use to determine how large our map will be. So we'll create that constant with 50,000, which is 50,000 meters or 50 kilometers. Then we'll create what's called a coordinate region. This defines the region on the map that the map will show. We'll center this on our team's coordinates in a 50 km by 50 km square. If your map view isn't exactly square, iOS will calculate what it should show, and it won't distort what would normally show on the map. Now we'll also call set region on our map view to set and display the region, and that's all we need to do for the minimum setup. And we'll call this once in view.did_load. Then we're going to create a function called update map, and we'll call that an update user interface. This will display any coordinates on our map, and if we decide to change the location or change the university of a team, this will get rid of any previous annotations and update it with a new one. So here we'll remove all older annotations, we'll add a new annotation for the team that we're currently viewing, and we'll center the map on the coordinates of that team. Let's code. First, let's create a distance constant, and we'll use this to determine the dimensions of the region that we show on the map. So we'll say let region distance colon CL location distance, that's the numeric type that we'll use, equals 50,000. Now this is 50,000 meters or 50 kilometers. And we'll put an underscore in as a placeholder. It acts as a comma for numbers. Remember, we can't actually use commas when we initialize numbers in Swift. And then down here in view.did_load, after our code where we initialize the team, if we need to do that, we'll put in our map setup. First, we'll create a region, so we'll say let region equals, and we'll select MK coordinate region. Notice code completion says a rectangular geographic region centered around a specific latitude and longitude. That's what we want. Press return. Then open parens, and you want to select the initializer that has the coordinate value and these two distance values. See the description in code completion? So that when you select this and press return, you'll see inputs that are center and latitudinal and longitudinal meters. So for the center, we're going to enter team.coordinate, and we'll use region distance for both latitudinal and longitudinal meters. Next, we need to set the region on the map view, so we'll say mapView.setRegion. There's only one option here, and code completion says that this changes the currently visible region and optionally animates the change. This is what we want. Press return. Our region is going to be region, and animated should be true. So that's our setup. Now let's create a function to update the annotations on our map. So underneath update user interface, we'll say func update map. We'll pass in no values here, open and close parens, open and close curlies. We'll make sure that we call that from the end of update user interface. And then inside update map, we'll say mapView.remove annotations. You want to select the plural option, annotations, and code completion says this removes an array of annotation objects on the map view. So if we had more than one annotation, our app will only use one, but this will get rid of all of them. And that array is built in as a property in the map view, so we just pass in the parameter mapView.annotations. Now we'll add our team as an annotation, so we say in the next line mapView.addAnnotation. Look what code completion says. It says it adds the specific annotation to the map view. This expects something of type MKAnnotation. And remember, we conformed to this protocol when we set up team just a little while ago. Press return and just pass in team. Team's already got the coordinate and the title and subtitle that we need to plot it on a map. Then we'll recenter the map on this new annotation. So we'll say mapView.setCenter. This option here says it changes the center coordinate of the map and optionally animates the change. So we'll press return to accept this. The coordinate is team.coordinate. Animated should be true. Then let's build and run. No errors. Let's click on Hoder's Coders, and hey, there it is, on a map. Click on that map annotation view, we see it expands, we see the subtitle, Winterfell Private, nice. Let's cancel out, look at the Swiftettes, there they are at Wellesley College, outstanding. Let's add a new team, and how about for my home university here, we'll say Baldwin's Bite at Boston College. Baldwin is our mascot here, and there we see when we click on Boston College, it shows up right outside of Boston, outstanding. Swifter, I hope you found that maps were easy. In the next video, we'll start to work on saving an image of this app to our Hackathon app as well. Keep at it.